welcome to another edition of After the Whistle. Wednesday, April 5th, 2023. We here. Todd's here. I'm here. Pedro's here. We gonna have a good time. Usually open up with something, but I ain't got nothing to open up with, so we'll just go right back into it. I might close out with something, but college basketball came to an end, men's and women's, on Sunday and Monday. One thing I think they need to move the national title games to Saturday and Sunday.
I agree with that.
I think they need to do that, especially because you can start that stuff early. Just like that's why we'll talk about the women's game, but theirs started at 3:00. It's on a Sunday. Ain't nobody got anything else to do but on a Sunday, so that's one thing. But UConn, to no surprise to me and Todd, they come out with another double-digit win. This was a dominant tournament for this team, and that's what happens when you have at least 4 guys that'll be in the NBA.
Yeah, your point guard Newton transfer 6'5",
which I didn't know. I thought he was like 6'3" until. Yeah, y'all should have seen my face when he told me that he was 6'5". I was like, no, you're lying. He's like, no, he's 6'5", and I had to look at it.
That's just a tough cover. I'll be honest, they had all the pieces to come out with the championship. They had quality bigs. Mm-hmm. Bigs come off the bench you never heard of that could produce. Jackson, who's like a wing that does everything. Mm-hmm. Your point guard transfer 6'5". Then you got the best shooter in the country. Mm-hmm. Then you got another great shooter come off the bench.
And this dude Sanogo, he just everything in the paint. I don't know. He does a great job of finding positions inside, and he finishes it. So it's like.
But like, what team other than UConn had like bigs that like once they spread their arms, you can't even see through the paint.
There wasn't many.
Like legit,
there was none.
They overpowered, like, though.
Yeah, it was overwhelming. I mean, it was close for a little bit, but yeah, the athleticism, the skills, the efficient offense. It just San Diego State needed to play damn near a perfect game, and I think that buzzer beater kind of took a lot of energy out of them, but also it's just you shooting 26% from three, 32% from the field. You got held to the lowest percentage-wise in NCAA tournament history. Like, yeah, sometimes you just got to tip your cap to the other team.
And 1 through 5, they were overall just better than San Diego State's 1 through 5. San Diego State's a great team. UConn had great players.
Yeah.
And too, like UConn had 13 assists to San Diego State 7, out-rebound them 40-34. So it's one of those things, like they just played a way better game.
And it also shows you, like in the tournament, when a team is really rolling, like UConn got it rolling right into the tournament. Because during the season, they had that stretch in the season where I told them they forgot how to play basketball for a little while in the middle of the season, but then they got back to it at the right time, and it was just like they were the hottest team in the tournament. Double-digit wins every game.
To be honest, they were one of the hottest teams all season.
Yeah, minus that little stint, but yeah. They were talking about, folks were talking about UConn early on in the season, like they're back, and then they had that little, but yeah. You
just don't get that much TV time just because it's so spread out, and all the contracts and stuff that we don't get a chance to see UConn like we used to, even though ESPN is in Connecticut. So we probably should get them back on primetime television.
Yeah, you would think. That's what happened with the dismantle of the Big East and more focus on the ACC.
It's like, but you dismantle, granted, we get why, football, but it's like, that's where you made your money. You gonna act like they don't exist anymore?
Yeah.
Like, don't be like that.
Yeah. And then for UConn, they have since 1999, this is their 5th title. I think they're probably the first program with titles by 3 different coaches. I believe there might be another one, but I don't think so. I think they're the first because most of these college coaches, they stay for like 60 years.
Yeah, I was going to say, bro, most of these college coaches have been there before we were born.
Yeah.
Like, Boeheim just retired. So, yeah, like, you're probably correct with that.
Yeah, so that's an accomplishment in itself.
Yeah, we don't see that many coaches go through programs that are successful anyways.
Yeah, no, yeah. I mean, Coach K just retired. 40-something years. Roy Williams retired like a year or two ago. That was another, he was like 40 years in coaching and stuff. Like, yeah, it's definitely definitely changing too. Like as far as coaching wise, because college basketball is all about the coaches. It ain't even about the players. It's all about the coaches. And now we're seeing all these coach changing. Maybe Hurley might be that next. He might be. I mean, his dad's a great high school coach. He was living behind that shadow all his life, being the younger brother.
If I'm Hurley, I'm texting my brother like, yeah, bitch. Because now he gets at the table.
Yeah.
You know, granted, he's at the table because he's Division I coach, but like when your brother's a great point guard at Duke, your dad's a great coach. Hurley played somewhere.
Yeah, he played, but he was like.
But he wasn't as great as those two.
It wasn't good, and he had like, I think that was kind of like his story. Like it was like he's always living in the shadow of his brother and all that stuff. His brother and his father.
Now when he brings that trophy to the table, his brother gonna sit behind that shadow. Ain't that right, Bob?
And this only helps UConn because they always got those New York City players to come in easily. Now it's just like, why not? Why not? And granted, it's hard to get people to go to Connecticut. We talked about this a couple weeks ago.
It is.
Storrs, Connecticut, too.
Yeah.
This ain't even Hartford. This is Storrs, Connecticut. So hard to get players there, but congratulations to UConn on that one. All right, we move to the most entertaining one. Oh, yeah, and this was the least viewed national title game, apparently, in history, but I'm just like...
The UConn one?
Yeah, but it was like, well, there's really no big name player from either team that you could really like market wise.
But you got the California kids. First, the beast from up east.
Yeah.
You knew who was gonna win. We're conditioned.
Yeah. And the game was at 9:30.
That's unacceptable, unprofessional. You got young kids out there. Now, like you got granted young adults playing, but you got like anyone from ages 10, 11, 12 to whatever trying to watch this. So like,
But it was a good old 7:00 game.
You would have thought. But what state were they in?
What was the game in Houston?
Oh, Houston. They're a couple hours back.
They're like right in the middle. So they're like, what was it? So it was like probably like 8 or 7 over there.
Yeah, that's a tough one. Yeah, it's a tough one.
I mean, screw them. East Coast times matters more.
Nah, I agree. Because I'm sick of us having to wait for them Laker games when it's like, yo, you can start covering Laker games like 7, 8 o'clock sometimes. Like, we don't need to be waiting 9, 10 o'clock for them NBA games when nobody's staying to watch the whole game.
Nah.
Or staying up, I should say, to watch the whole game.
Facts. All right. We're on to the women's game, the women's national title game. And, oh, man. And everything else that happened in this game. But this game was, I mean, LSU. So I've been thinking, I'm like, you know why LSU play like that? Because they wanted to play South Carolina so bad because South Carolina beat the brakes off them early in the season. So they wanted to get back. And this is how it happened. So they just been, they made up the scenario to take everything personal. And I was just like, all right, whatever worked. And, you know, they used that as motivation. And, yeah, what's her name, Carson? Was that her name that came off the bench and knocked
Reese?
down all the...
Oh, my bad. Williams?
I
don't know. My favorite player on LSU is Morris. She
Miss
nice.
Pull-Up?
Yeah, she
Miss
nice.
Mid-Range?
You know, that's my thing.
Yeah, she closed the game.
Yeah, she nice.
She closed the game.
Yeah. She a killer.
Yeah, it was all... I heard she got a record deal, too.
I mean, that's the other one.
Oh, that's the other one?
That's the other one.
Oh, okay.
That's the freshman.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, she nice. She can rap. Yeah, they got a squad, bro.
I saw.
They got a squad.
Yeah, when I looked at him on TV, I'm just like, yeah, there's a big size difference between the two teams right now. It's like because Iowa got just a bunch of guards in that one center, but
Iowa got a bunch of brainiacs.
I was like, yeah.
No, let's be real. Granted, great Division I team. I'm glad they made it to the national championship. They had no business making it to the national championship, but their strategy worked in South Carolina because they psychologically just took some of them players out the game. Because we talked about Division I athlete, you have to shoot the ball. Or at least you're not comfortable shooting threes. You got to step in, 1 dribble, 2 dribble pull up, something just to make yourself look like a threat. You can't just play 4 on 5 at that level. You just can't do it
at all. Even if you shoot the ball, it might go in. All you got to do is make one. You make one, they got to cheat. Yeah. They have to cheat.
It just makes them blink. It just puts them on edge a little bit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But Caitlin, shout out to Caitlin Clark, man. She has no help, to be honest. Nobody shot the ball on her team, I think, more than, 11
4 times.
No,
this
7.
game?
I think it was 7.
No, the most was yeah, you're right. No, 11.
11. All right, so one had 11. A couple had 7. You need another player out there to just take off some of that workload. I'm sorry, like
this is all I know about basketball. When the other team has 3 players with 20 points, it's hard to win. And overall, the differences in this game was the bench. LSU's bench had 30 points. Carson scored 21 in the first half, 22 overall. There you go right there. Your starters are going to give you what your starters are going to give you.
But the only problem I have with Iowa is if clock's not hot right away, they can get in
a big hole.
Yeah, in a hole because she's a volume shooter. She shot like 16 shots in the first half, bro. Before the first half ended.
Should have shot more.
I mean, with that team, you have to, but you got to give her some help. You got to give her some help.
A little bit,
you got to give her some
something,
help. Like
something.
nobody in their right mind thought Iowa was going to win that national championship. I don't care how great you think that player is, because we were just talking about before the show started. You think Danny Manning was like the only player that like won a championship by himself, damn near, and we thought about it, and he might be, because every other team had 2 or 3 guys that were nice. Granted, they had one star, but they had a couple guys that either got drafted overseas that could play. But yo, what about the controversy, man? Because
all right. Let me say this about this controversy, because I sat back and thought about it, and I was talking about some more. Here's why it was even more corny. This was premeditated.
I mean,
she premeditated this to do all that.
She been doing it all the tournament though.
No, but I'm saying like not like after the game when the in the face I was following her around.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking. It was premeditated because after that, her social media following, boom, NILs. She's getting more like brands contacting her and stuff like that, and then in her post game, it was just like, I was in my moment, and that's when I was just like, I was in my moment. I'm like, okay, but yeah,
Well, fortunately, I said the social media world is ruining a lot of things just because like. Now you're paying play, which is not a problem, but now they're thinking more of a business rather than just the purity of the game.
Yeah.
I have no issue with her, doing the ring thing. I have issue with that ball stool. Sports guys talking crazy about her. Because you say anything crazy about my daughter, you got to see me face to face. And I would never speak negatively about anybody's kid.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You a for that. But so what I was gonna say after that is like, I just don't like how they made it like a racial thing.
Yeah. They turned it into you could see it coming.
But you wanna know why though? Because white folks always looking for the next great white hype rather than just embracing that they got a good player. Granted, they're always trying to knock us down, but it's like, bro, black folks only persevere. So whatever situation you put us in, we figure out a way to make it work. We make it work, make it look great. So once again, you got a great player. Don't try to like minimize Reese because of Caitlyn not reaching the top of the mountain, or be all in your hater. You know what I mean? Like I just hate the hate that comes involved when there's always a black and white player going against each other. No different than people saying like Magic and Bird. There's no need for like race to be involved in any of this nowadays, bro.
They can't. College basketball don't know how to market 2 women at the same time. So
society has no clue how to market 2 women at the same time.
Yeah, and also the other corny thing for me was just like, all right, we're at the free throw line talking, doing all that and saying what you're saying. It's all cool. But why are you following me around and I'm walking to my bench? Why are you like getting in my line of direction? You know what I'm saying? Like
that's corny.
That's corny. You're getting in my line of direction. You're doing all this. It's just like, all right, okay. Because also Caitlyn was in a lose-lose situation in that one. Because if she reacted, then it's gonna be like, oh, look, she could dish it, but she can't take it, and all that. So it's like, so that's why she was paying her no mind. And then for her, it was just like, yeah, that's pretty much what I think about that. And then, see what else she was saying? Like, they put women's basketball back on the map and stuff like that. They was just like going a little bit overboard with their stuff. I was like,
no, they put LSU women's basketball on the map because they were never on it.
Yeah.
In regards to being winners, so they just got the word. Remember, this generation has no clue what words even mean.
Bruh.
So
like TikTok generation,
they don't even know how to spell words properly without spell check. They legit don't know what the proper word, the proper meaning of words. So like sometimes they're gonna say things things are epic and things of that nature. Where nothing's epic in this world. Like maybe one time in a, you know what I mean? Once in a lifetime, something's epic. Yeah. So it's just.
And we made this a story no more longer than it should have been. It should have been a one-day thing. That's it. We got more stories coming out about it. All these people having comments. I'm just like, oh, that's crazy. The only thing anybody should have said is like, it was corny for her to just follow her around. All the other trash talk is all fine, but if you following somebody around, that's like the corniest thing. And then we got First Lady talking about she invited Iowa. Well, I read the funniest thing. They say she might have watched basketball for the first time, so she didn't know how that's going.
My thing is like, they over here making this a big issue as it is. You got the vice president's wife shading the national champion, which has never happened in society. While she go at that lady house that blame Emmett Till for that and get her locked up, because you guys worry about the wrong thing. Yeah, legit. You know what I mean? Like you worry about the wrong thing. Oh
yeah, and another part of this game is
Right.
Officiating was horrible, but also, since when in the world do they let coaches just do any random old crazy stuff on the court? Like Kim Mulkey, she's over there making contact with officials, grabbing the ball and rolling it. Like she should have got a few technicals. Well, in normal circumstances, she should have been ejected. But I'm like the grabbing an official, making contact with an official. That's an automatic tech.
So now you think, a lot of people saying that like sports betting is ruining sports as a whole. So like,
I mean, sports betting. We got the TikTok generation coming in.
My thing is rules are rules. So if they come in contact with you, regardless if it's incidental or on purpose, it's still technical. Yeah. So that's just how it goes.
Especially if you're gonna give Caitlin a technical for just launching the ball upset on the sideline, because it's like rules are rules.
No, I agree. Rules are rules, bro.
Yeah, so that was thing. But
I'll be honest, they got to tighten everything up. They got to, they say they evaluate refs after the season. There needs to be a tougher evaluation list. Yeah. Just because you have way more refs that are trying to get into this world that are actually good refs that have to sit behind. What's the word I'm looking for when you're old and you get positioned just because you're old? Seniority and stuff like that. You know what I mean? Like, we need to get rid of that whole idea. If you suck, you just suck. Yeah. It doesn't matter if you've been there 50 years, it's time for you to retire. If you've been there 10 years, it's time to get a new job. If you suck, you're trash. Just move on.
On the bright note, Paige Buckets is coming back next year.
My dog.
I think Caitlin's coming back next year. Reese is coming back next year. I have no idea.
Caitlin got no business going back to college.
She doesn't, but
she's a junior, right?
Yeah, she's a junior.
Then it's 3 years. Right. Unless I thought it's 3 years. You got to be over the age of 21 or something, right?
Oh, man, I don't know.
Or 22 or something. There's some dumb stipulation there.
Only in basketball, this stuff. You got these rules. You got these type of stuff.
Man, of course, man, because we got the chance to change the traditions of our family, like you say.
Yeah.
You know how that goes, bro.
Yeah. But yeah, none of that. Congratulations to LSU, though. I mean, they won it. Good for them. Some corny stuff happened, but it was still an exciting tournament. It was still an ending to it.
I'm glad.
Just please, I don't want to see no more stuff about this damn stuff.
I'm glad Reese got her ring, though. Yeah. Oh, wrong hand.
All right, let's go to the NBA.
Oh, she got the wrong hand too. All right, we good.
All right, NBA season is coming down. Celtics and Sixers played last night. I don't know if you watched this game, but the last 30 seconds of this game was pure comedy because Philly was up by 6. And the Celtics cut that to 2 and had a chance to tie this into the overtime because Philly kept turned the ball over twice. Then you had Joel Embiid doing an offensive foul with 5 seconds left. You had another turnover. It was just pure comedy, that last 15, 20 seconds of that game. But Joel Embiid had 52 points. He was on one yesterday, but it's just what I told people. It's just the Sixers going to win this. They're going to be happy, and then they're going to lose in the second round like they always do.
I mean, the Celtics shot 62% from the free throw line. 33% from the three-point line compared to the Phillies 37 or 38% from the three and 87% from the free throw line. So like the Celtics gave him this game. Sixers had 7 blocks. Like I'll be honest, I'm not like that impressed by Philly's win just because it took Embiid 52 points and you guys only won by 2 and the Celtics played like trash and they don't have Brown. I could care less about this.
Yeah, exactly. And it just shows, and it's just like, all right, congratulations, but you're still, so it's Celtics, no, it's Bucks, Celtics, Sixers. Those are the top 3 seeds. So it's like this win really doesn't do nothing to change, like,
Just makes you feel good.
Yeah.
You can compete with a team that's missing their second best player.
And it's always, and the thing is with Philly, it's always every year they burn out in the playoffs. They'll have a good regular season, and then they burn out in the second round. And it's like, what time are we gonna do this? Like at what point it's just gonna be like, this is who you are. And I already got criticism of that. I already got some issues with their coach, but it's like, all right, Philly. And then I feel like they're gonna guilt trip Embiid for MVP this year just because it's been the conversation has been so like he deserves it. He hasn't gotten one yet. He needs to get one this year. He deserves it. And my life's like, I guess if that'll make him feel better, but
I mean, he threw some shade at somebody. I think you see that.
Nah.
He's telling me they expect me to do something. I'm not a 2-time MVP. I'm not an all-league guy. I'm not this. He said, "What do you expect me to do so much?" I'm just like, "Oh my God."
Always whining.
Right.
Always whining. Always whining. Something about that. Something about Philly folks, Philly teams, Philly players.
I just can't deal with sensitive men in general. You know me. I keep your feelings to yourself. Like I care less. We talked about that before the show.
Yeah.
So like,
he's ultra sensitive, man.
I rather hang with girls, man.
You see how he was whining last year?
Well,
He didn't get MVP.
Say ladies.
Yeah.
The way this is going.
Yeah, we don't want no issues coming from it. Yeah, you see how last year he was all complaining about
Wrong picture. Jesus. That's the worst pick. It's on Broadway. He doing a play or something. Standing ovation? Nah, what we saying though?
I'm just gonna move on to the next thing because that picture just
He's too big to be acting like that.
Big and goofy, man.
Yeah, like.
All right, also the Hall of Fame class was announced 2023, highlighted by Dwayne Wade, Dirk Nowitzki, Greg Popovich, Tony Parker. A pretty interesting class. I mean,
it's highlighted by D Wade. Should be Greg Pop first.
Yeah,
Should be Pop.
That was the headline. D Wade highlights.
I mean, we know D Wade trying to get Hollywood, so we understand what he's doing. But nah, it should be Pop first.
But this is a pretty good class, though. Pretty interesting.
I see Becky Hammond.
That's a really good class, though. It's not a great class, but a really, really good class of.
It's not a great class.
No, I mean like as compared to kind of like.
Oh, I mean,
yeah. This is a really.
That's a quality roster right there.
Yeah, definitely.
You get one more player out there,
right? Yeah,
they pretty good.
Definitely, and it's all like you got 3 European players on there that kind of changed it, and then you got Dwayne Wade, who, I mean, a lot of folks didn't think he was gonna be that good at first, and then until like they had that March Madness. They thought he was good, but then that March Madness just like put him over the top.
Well, his knock was, he ain't a city kid. Like he ain't playing the city like Chicago, so he already had uphill battle from his own community. Yeah. But I'm glad he figured it out.
Playing with the edge, and then 2 guys that had to live with that soft reputation for a while was Dirk and Powell, and they kind of towards like the end of this, towards like later on in their careers as they got more seasoned and stuff like that, they got rid of those reputations.
I always felt Powell figured it out a little sooner than Dirk did in regards to the physical position wise. He's a 4, Dirk's a 3.
He figured it out after that finals when.
That too.
When they were like babied him.
My biggest issue with Dirk early in his career, I always just say in high school, like, how you 7 feet, you don't average a double-double.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
As he got,
Yeah.
he started to do that.
He didn't want
But I'm
contact
like-
at all.
But I'm like, nah, ain't no. So he started doing that. That's when I really started to respect Dirk.
Yeah. And then at one point he just came into his own. It was just like, all right, there's really not much you can do against this dude. Put somebody smaller on him, he's just gonna shoot over the
And
top.
I think I might have said this on the show before, but at Hoop Mountain, we had a guy who was out that area that played for the Mavericks. And they did a little clinic with us, and it showed that he trained with Dirk's coaches in Germany. And he showed how Dirk moves differently than like most athletes. He uses like his whole foot and how he pivots and all that on his heel and all this weird stuff. I remember that.
Dirk run funny anyways. You seen how he runs, right?
He's a 7-foot giraffe from Germany with jungle fever.
Yo, I mean, them games he played well. You see when he came to the game with the aluminum
Leftovers?
foil. Yeah, with the
yo,
foil.
you got aluminum foil, you get spoiled. Yeah, hey now. True.
Oh man, and well, congratulations to all those guys, Greg Popovich too, and Becky Hammond. Is she on the Spurs staff? She in the.
Yeah, she was on
She's still on there.
I don't know where she is. No, she went WNBA.
Went WNBA?
After I had my little rant.
No.
Down Sunday, like she's somewhere in WNBA now.
All right, but congratulations to all of them. All right, we haven't talked hockey at all. I think we might. Nah, we haven't talked about. We may have talked about hockey once, but hockey for y'all. The Bruins playoff is approaching. They have the best record in the league. They're 60-12.
They have a chance to have the greatest record of all time.
Oh.
Based on these next 5 games.
Okay.
They're
Tomorrow.
third all time right now.
Third. What's the record? Do you know?
62.
62. Oh.
That's why I
All
said,
you gotta
bro.
do is win 3
based
more.
on these 5 games, because like the other team, there was like 7 ties the team had.
Oh, damn. Yeah, so actually, as we look up their schedule for their next game, they're playing the Maple Leafs tomorrow. Excuse me. They got the Maple Leafs tomorrow. They got New Jersey on Saturday. Then they got Philadelphia on Sunday, Washington, and then they close off at Montreal.
Oh, I see the teams.
Oh, okay. Wait. Oh, okay. Tampa Bay Lightning just a couple years ago. Oh, Florida Panthers.
Yeah, so the
62, 62.
That's what I said, like-
Yeah. Okay.
so we got a chance that
They have a chance, and I think they like set a scoring record too for
Probably.
most points in a season in hockey. So it's kind of been not talked about as much, surprisingly, or maybe they haven't haven't been paying attention.
I haven't heard a thing about the Bruins.
I only hear it when I like the few people I know that consistently follow the Bruins on Twitter. And like some guys that
I'll be honest, man.
Yeah.
I barely heard about the NBA this past week.
Yeah.
College basketball just kind of like was everywhere.
Yeah, but coming off the season they had, the disappointment they had last year, losing in the postseason and losing in the first round. I think they lost in the first round to Carolina in 7 games. Yeah. So they came back with a vengeance this year, and hopefully they could bring back a Stanley Cup, because we still got that terrible memory from the last 2 Stanley Cups they had. Had me wearing a St. Louis Blues damn shirt on here. So, that's our hockey.
Oh, excuse me.
Our hockey update for you all. All right. Hopefully the Bruins win the Stanley Cup, but we'll see.
They better.
Yeah, they better. We need some chips around here.
Yeah.
It's been a while.
I've only been to one parade out of all these championships.
Yeah, I need to go to a Bruins parade. I heard their fans get wild, so I need a.
I wasn't even in the state we won that one.
Yeah. All right, we're gonna go to Athletes Corner. We had the St. Mary's track and field. 3 of their players, they competed in nationals. This was filmed a few weeks ago, so they competed at nationals at the New Balance Arena over there in Brighton.
Okay.
So congratulations to them, but check this out, and then we're gonna come back. Hello and welcome to another edition of Athletes Corners, and we got St. Mary's track fresh off of nationals. We got Brett, we got lorynes, and we got Justin. How are y'all doing?
Good.
Great.
All right. First off, congratulations on making nationals.
Yeah,
in
thank
general.
you.
That's
Thank
a big accomplishment in itself. Tell me the experience that you all had at the New Balance Center over there in Brighton.
Well, the experience was great. You know, it was really like high tech. It was my first time there. You know, everything was brand new. It was a great experience. Very crowded too. Lots of people there. Yeah.
I bet. For you all, is this something you dreamed of, or is this something you just didn't expect, or was it just like, wow, we're here?
I personally wouldn't expect
I
myself
didn't expect it either. It kind of just
at all.
happened.
Yeah.
I didn't expect myself as like a track star at all.
How did you get involved with track?
I actually like quit basketball my freshman year, and then I needed to do something during the winter to keep me busy for softball. And my friend also needed something to keep her busy, so we were like, oh, let's join track. And we decided to fit into the events that already like fit us like into our categories.
Yeah.
Obviously, I was strong, so I did the shot put, and it turned out to be pretty good.
Yeah, and from what I was sent, I got the numbers here. Let me put this up. From what I sent, you threw 34,
Yeah.
34, 11.
Yeah.
Pretty deep. That's further than me. I could throw it. When you did that, you know, tell me about what it takes to just get to that level and just be able to accomplish something like that.
Well, in the place, like, there's a lot of mixed emotions, especially when you have like girls competing against you who can throw way farther. It's like something you got to keep in mind. Like, size really doesn't matter. I've gone against girls who are way smaller than me and can throw way farther. I've beat girls who have been way bigger than me. But you always have to go through with the mentality that, like, you've done this 100 times, you can do it again. If you just go through everything you've been taught, you'll do it perfectly fine.
Yeah, practice makes perfect, or practice makes permanent, as they say. Justin, now, those of you who don't know, Justin was here before. This is his second time here.
3 years ago.
3 years ago, aging me, making me feel old, but he was here with the Chargers. He came with the Chargers,
Lynn
and now you're
Chargers.
here again for track and field. You jumped, 7.44 in the 60-meter dash.
Yes.
Is that a record?
It was a personal record.
That was a personal record. What was your high before that?
I've never really ran the 60 before. I always ran the 55, but for the first time running a 60, it was all right.
All right. Was it just you wanted to expand, or just?
No, what I ran in the 55, it converted to the 60 and qualified me for that.
Okay. All right. And then tell me about your experience at nationals and.
It was surreal. I never really expected it to make it there, I'm not gonna lie. And then once you walk in, you walk down a hallway right to the track, and it's just everybody's right there. And you walk in, you're kind of just like, all right.
How many people did you go against?
In my heat, I think it was 6 people, and then overall there were like, I want to say like 60. And it was a very fun experience.
Yeah. Where was your place in that?
I placed 3rd in my heat, and I placed 25th overall.
Okay, that's not bad.
Yeah, it was.
Actually, were you proud of that? Just to see
Yeah.
the level where you at and the other track players.
100%. I was ranked 20th going into it before, and then seeing myself fall off a little bit, but I was still really proud.
All right, and then we got Mr. High Jump.
Yes, sir.
Fun fact, that was my sport. That was my.
It was?
That was mine.
Yeah, it's
that was
fun.
mine. I did 6'2".
6'2".
Showing you up.
Yeah.
You got me by an inch.
Just by an inch. That's when I was young and athletic.
Yeah.
Now these knees don't bend no more. But that's one of like the most. That's one of those events that people really love to see. That and the 100-meter, but it's different. But the high jump. What got you into doing the high jump?
I didn't really start getting into high jump till like the end of my freshman season because I was just tall, jumped a little bit. So then I started doing it. Turned out I was pretty good. Then I just kept working on it until I got decent.
Tell me, how long did it take you to get jumping off one foot? Because I know
jumping up. I got it pretty easily at first, but the beginning of my sophomore year, I had a knee injury. I had a pretty bad surgery, and I actually switched jumping legs.
Oh, okay.
And my first meet back, I jumped 5'10", which was a PR for me at the time.
Okay.
Yeah,
And I'm telling you, when I first started, I kept getting faults because I kept jumping off 2 feet.
Oh yeah.
And I didn't know you were supposed to jump off 1. So I had to learn how to jump off 2, 1 foot. But when you get the hang of it, it's just like it's free to go. How I mean, you guys that the coaches were able to get you guys this experience, and also you guys, all 3 of you getting better and better as the season went on. How just happy are you with the work that you all put in to be able to put yourself in the position to be at nationals?
Yeah, I know that we definitely put in a lot of work. We showed up to practice every day, worked, kept working, and then it really showed at the end of the season, making it to nationals.
How happy were your parents?
Yeah,
they found out.
Yeah, they were proud. Yeah, they were happy.
All right.
Impressed.
Hey, not everybody gets to go to nationals. That's a tough thing to do. For you, how does the shot put kind of incorporate into baseball? How does that help you? I mean, softball. Excuse me. How does that help you in softball?
Well, obviously, always throwing weights, practicing with weights constantly is obviously going to get your arm stronger, which is my throwing arm, obviously. So I play outfield and catcher, so my arm is very much needed in those 2 positions. So my friends, every time I speak to my friends, they're always like, "Oh, no wonder you're so strong. You're throwing 30 feet with an 8-pound ball that weighs my hand all the way down." I'm like, yeah, it's not that easy.
Yeah. No, it's not. Do you feel like it kind of helps you? It helps your form stay intact, like when you, as far as when you start throwing the softball. Do you feel like that it kind of helps you a little bit with the form, or it doesn't?
Actually, the form is actually very similar. The power position, which is where you stand in a level position, it's the same as like in your batting stance. You're leveled right there. For you to incorporate your whole power, you gotta move your hips and your whole body into your torso, which does also move into softball when you're hitting, and also when you're throwing, you gotta include your whole body to turn in order for you to put power into that.
Yeah, definitely. One thing people don't know about track kind of prepares you for all sports. I try to encourage people to do more track and field, because you're always going to stay in shape for whatever is like your objective sport that you really want to focus on. Justin, now, just your freshman year, what have you learned during your freshman year doing the track and field? Because did you do track and field in middle school?
Yeah, I did in 8th grade, but that was my first year ever really being on an actual team. But I mean, I owe it all to my coaches. They taught me how to be a track star. They taught me everything from blocks to how to accept defeat, and they really helped me in practices and all that type of stuff. And I've really learned a lot.
How long did it take you? Because I know when people first start, getting off the blocks is one of the most difficult things.
I still don't have it down.
Yeah, but is it a lot of progress since the
definitely a lot of progress from 8th grade year to now, and I think that's one of the things that helped me make it to nationals.
Yeah. Senior?
Yep.
What's next for you?
I am going to University of Maine Farmington, where I'm going to keep doing track and field.
Okay. All right. That's officially official.
Yeah, official.
What got you to choose there?
My family actually has a place up there, so it's like right around the corner.
And you get free housing.
Yeah.
Hey, you are winning. Like the school walking distance?
No, it's 30 minutes away, probably 35.
It's free housing.
Yeah, that's not bad. All right. Shoot, we run out of time. See how fast that goes? Yeah. Time flies when you're having fun. All right. Before we get out of here, plug your social medias in. This your camera.
Oh, that's my camera?
Yeah.
All right.
I forgot my Instagram. Justin.Jennings5 on Instagram. Make sure you follow.
My Instagram, L0RYN3S. Make sure you follow.
Mine is Brett.O'Brien.
Nice and simple. Any spring sports? You got softball. How about
baseball?
Sticking with track
and field?
Yeah.
All right, so we'll see you at the city meet.
Yes.
We'll see you at the city meet.
Yeah, for sure.
I'll see y'all. I'll see y'all. I'll be somewhere when y'all play. Yeah, we're out of here. That's it. We're out of here. You guys been watching Athletes Corner. Have a good one. All right, and we are back. Okay, so on Monday, I don't know if y'all watched it yet, but if you haven't, go on the website lyntv.org to watch. We had an After the Whistle Championship edition on Monday. We brought in all 6 winners from the Lynn Elementary basketball tournament. You know, the 3 girls teams that won it, the 3
You
boys
said
teams.
the Lynn Elementary basketball tournament, right?
Yes, sir.
All right, cool. Just making sure that was clear.
Inside joke, inside joke, inside joke, inside joke. Y'all get it. We had them here. Coaches were here. Families were here. Yeah.
You will.
Oh, no.
I'll tell you after the show.
He'll tell you after the show, Paige. We'll tell you after. But we had the families here. We had the players here. It was a lot of fun. It was a full house in the studio. There was a lot of people in the studio. Y'all need to come down to the studio. 181 Union Street. Come check us out. There's a lot of people in the studio. We encourage a lot of people to come to the studio.
Yeah, come support, man. Welcome all.
Yeah, definitely. So check this out. Here's a little bit snippet from those interviews for Monday. But if you want to watch the full thing, go to lyntv.org. It's up there. So check this out, and then we're going to come back.
The biggest takeaway, I think, from this year is going to be I had a lot of fun with everyone, and it was really fun, and I'm going to miss it. So.
All right. Just pass the mic down.
I'll go.
Go ahead.
I believe the biggest takeaway is, yes, we did have fun 2 years playing together, but we're all going to middle school now, so it's going to be different, and we're not going to be with each other.
You made memories of a lifetime, though.
Yeah.
You're champions. All right. Go
I
ahead.
think the biggest takeaway is I definitely had a lot of fun, but I'm definitely going to miss the whole team and how just we got to play a bunch, and it was really fun.
Yeah.
And we're all splitting up now.
Oh, man. That's the hardest part.
Yeah.
That's the hardest part. You 3 want to say anything? No? Yes? Parents? You want to give a shout out to your parents before we get out of here?
Shout out to Dan Cahill and Angela Cahill.
What was the difference in the game that got you guys the victory?
I really think it's our motivation and the fact that the team that we played beat us and we need redemption to win.
Yeah.
How much they beat you by the first time?
So we had
lost
a
by 1.
20-point lead.
Going into
And
half, and
we blew it.
and we lost that game. So
How?
Yeah.
What happened?
Yeah, by 1 point.
by
Yeah.
1.
What happened? How did
Yeah.
20-point lead go away?
I don't know.
I guess we weren't scoring that half.
Was
Yeah.
it just one of those
Yeah.
days?
So
One of those
it felt good to
momentum
beat them.
swings.
Yeah. But what is one thing that I think everybody can answer this? What's one thing that you all feel like you did well individually as a team and as a team?
Well, I started to make shots, and I was really proud of myself. And as a team, we won a lot of our games.
What was y'all record? Coach, where'd he go?
I think we ended up 10-4.
10-4. Okay, 10-4. Who was the 4 losses to?
One was to Shoemaker, right?
She knows the answers.
I was going to say Shoemaker.
Oh, that's the only one you remember?
Druids. We lost to Callahan, too, and
Yeah.
Druids.
Callahan, Druids. Oh, all right. But yeah, back to that question. What is, everyone can answer this one. What is one thing that you all feel like individually you did well and as a team that you did well?
Well, as a team, the 4th graders, they more helped with defense, and 5th graders, they shot a lot and made most of our shots.
Mm-hmm. You can pass the mic down.
I think I improved and did better on defense and stuff.
Defensively? Okay.
I think as the game went on, we got better at passing and making plays and stuff.
Okay. Y'all skipped one person right there.
Maybe grabbing the ball more, defense, and
I'm hearing a lot of defense.
Passing the ball more.
Defense.
Defense. Okay.
Maybe like rebounds and stuff like that.
All right.
Defense.
Defense. There's a trend here. There's a
Defense.
trend. Defense.
I think we got better at shooting and passing the ball and making better passes.
Okay. All right. First, let's talk about the tournament. I mean, talk to me. How was the experience with the tournament, winning it all? But just overall, how did you enjoy playing in this year's tournament?
It was good. I got to play with the boys. I got to hang out with them a little bit. I like my bigs, how they could get rebounds. Every single time we shoot the ball, they were able to get the rebound. And, like, Reynolds' playmaking, it's just unbelievable.
I saw it during the All-Star game. But where did that come from, that playmaking? Is that just a natural gift you have?
I don't know. I think so for
Were you was there any nerves at all before the game? Did you, like, coming into the game, did you have butterflies? Or were there anything, or were you just
nervous.
had the game face?
Like,
She wasn't nervous. You was there. You had your game face on already. Where does that come from? Are you just never nervous?
No.
Why is that?
I don't know.
You don't know?
No.
You were just ready to play, huh?
Yeah.
You were. At what point did the nerves get away from you?
When like I got on the court and they blew the whistle and we started moving and all that.
So is it just like early game jitters? You have those early game butterflies before the game starts?
No, not really.
It was just that particular game?
Yeah.
Oh.
Just like, yeah, that one.
What was it? The crowd? Was it just because it was a championship, or?
Just a lot of people, like more than usual.
Yeah. What made it so easy for you all just to mesh and go out there and play so well?
Training.
Training, yeah. We played together. It was kind of hard. All the teams were like really good. Yeah, really good.
Good competition.
We all had to put our hearts in and do good passes, score easy layups, do good shots.
Yeah. Communication as well.
Yeah, communication is key. Always.
Taking advantage of each person's abilities. Like Adrian's good at shooting, Lucas is good at blocking. Each person has their own special ability.
Yeah. All right, we are back. Time for some highlights. All right, we only got 2 of them. Lynn Elementary All-Star Game highlights, which was, so they kind of did it like the NBA. You play first, they play 3 quarters, 60 minutes, blah, blah, blah. Each team wins a quarter, and then there's a target score. The target score was 45. So it was kind of cool. It was kind of cool, like the way, it came down to not a last shot, but the way they wanted, the kids were running on the court and stuff like that. It was all great. So check that out. And also, check out the game. The full game is also on lyntv.org. Shameless plug. So watch that full East-West All-Star game. East Lynn won. East side, the best side.
Of course.
All right. We'll be back. All right, we are back. Top 10 plays from the national title game. Then we're going to come back and, wrap this thing up. Call it a day. All right, and we are back. Okay, we're actually not gonna get out of here just yet because we got some quick boxing updates for y'all from the voice in the sky, Pedro.
There it is, man. You got Shakur Stevenson versus Yoshino this Saturday, April 8th.
This is Newark.
Lightweight title eliminator.
Okay, this is Newark. When is Tank Davis, Ryan Garcia fight?
April 22nd.
April 22nd?
Pay-per-view, yes.
Pay-per-view. And Todd sent me the funniest video ever. He sent me the funniest video about the fight, about how the difference between Tank Davis and Ryan Garcia.
Oh. Mayweather was talking. Basically, what I was telling you. Tank known for kicking ass, and Ryan's known for being on YouTube. I wish I could see Ryan fight. Just gotta wait.
It's gonna be interesting, man.
Yeah.
Can't wait.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, I mean, I hope so. We can see what Ryan does.
As long as they give the people what they want.
Punching a bag for like 4 years. Like, come on, bro. Like, for real, like, we've been punching bags for like whole high school careers.
Yeah. This is right. Oh, one more thing. It's a kind of a good note. The Kings made the playoffs, clinched the playoff berth for the first time since
I seen that
2005, 2006. Pretty cool. It's gonna be loud over there. I like it. Good kudos to them.
Dev, shout out. I almost called that guy Shaka Smart. Dude, that's Shakur. That's who he I was looking for. Who he Bobby up? You look like Shaka Smart.
And on that note, happy belated birthday to my aunt. Her birthday was yesterday.
Yeah, happy belated to you, Dante.
Yeah, we're out of here.